See, I'm a photographer at heart. I'm a photographer, but I've been interested in different visual disciplines. So I've done music videos for over 20 years, graphic design, stage design, and the making of a movie was in the back of my head, but I postponed it because you do need to create space for this, because it's a very different thing than photography.
I play Ian Curtis, the frontman of Joy Division, who were a band from Manchester who played during the late 70s, and my character died in 1980, hung himself at 23.
Anton had cast a couple of people like Sam playing Ian Curtis, and Samantha Morton was already involved in it. So it's just an open casting, you know. Read the monologue, the first one, that Rob has when he sees the boys, you know.
A lot of people think that if you make music videos and you come from photography, that's logic, but it isn't. It's a very different way of thinking. Same for making films, it's a totally different way of thinking. You know, making composition is maybe the only thing that you think you can carry on from photography to film, but that's just a piece of cake, you know. So working with the actors for me was the challenge, and that was what I really found so beautiful about making a film. Telling a story to a certain extent, but I feel in my photography I tell stories too, and in my video actually, generally in my videos there's a story. So that was not new to me, but the actors, that was the challenge, and that was also the reward for me.
I don't know, I've no sort of real training, so I just threw myself into it really. I knew this was the biggest opportunity I'd ever been given, so I was going to have to give it, you know, all of myself. But I had a fantastic time doing it. I couldn't believe my luck every day that I was there. The main part in a black and white movie, you know, pretty cool.
Then Orien Williams approached me with this book that he bought the rights to for Deborah Curtis. I liked it, but then I felt that if I wanted to be taken serious as a filmmaker, I should not do something that's connected to music. So I actually declined, till 6 months later when I realized that it was such an important part of my life, this Joy Division period, because I actually moved from Holland to England because of this band. And maybe you want to finish some things in your life, you want to finish off all these cycles. So I felt that it would, in a way, be a good end of a cycle to make this film about that period.
The only thing I knew about Joy Division's music was Love Will Tear Us Apart from watching Donnie Darko, you know, and that's the honest truth, you know, that's the only bit of it that I knew. But obviously getting there and listening to the boys play, you know, I became a huge fan, you know, his lyrics are fantastic.
I felt that black and white was really correct for that period. If you look back at Joy Division imagery, it's all black and white really. It's the sleeves are black and white, the photographs you find on the web of Joy Division black and white. Actually my own picture of Joy Division are black and white, but it's because I only shot black and white in those days. But it felt the right thing to do, yeah.
Because of the era, and because they weren't ever massively successful in his own lifetime, there's a couple of TV shows that they did in the north of England, the Tony Wilson one that you see, and then sort of dodgy VHS quality recordings of 2 or 3 gigs. And in total, there's only about just over an hour's worth of material, so I had that on heavy rotation on my TV at home.
I play Annick Honoré, the girlfriend of Ian Curtis, a young journalist and a big Joy Division fan who had the opportunity to meet Ian Curtis and fell in love with him.
The problem with real black and white film is it does look like Super 8, where grain starts to move and it becomes another element you have to watch, and I didn't want that to happen. In my photography, I think grain is essential almost, because it feels that you grab this part of a second of life, you know, it feels like it's always in motion. But actually, if you see it in motion, it can be a hindrance.
He's lovely. He's not really intense, I don't think. He's serious-minded about what he's doing, but he likes a laugh as well. But I mean, the Dutch sense of humour is a little bit dodgy, really. So I mean, no one else was laughing with him. But no, he's a lovely guy.
The rest of the film, I was really trying to get into the story, and that, you know, the look of the film had to support the story. So I didn't want to hit people over the head with images. You know, I really want you to find the beauty of the images. So I think it's very beautifully shot, but not too obviously beautiful. if you understand what I mean.
Can't tell you how fascinated and how amazed I was when I arrived on that set, because first of all, maybe I didn't know a lot about the Joy Division music. So it's music that I heard of the band. It's not really the music I would listen to because I find it, I don't know, quite dark sometimes. So, and I really started loving the music and having a real connection to the music in the moment when I arrived in Nottingham and saw Sam and saw the other actors playing the songs.
I was very nervous before going, not only from the pressure of, you know, Joy Division fans and everything, but also because I've watched her career, you know, I know how good she is. And so I was very nervous, and with Alexandra as well. I watched Downfall before I went there, and I realised these two ladies were, you know, hot stuff. They knew they're at the top of their game, both of them. But Samantha's fantastic. She was very generous with me and kind, and sort of helped Anton and I both through it, because we were both completely new to this, really. She could teach us how to approach a scene, how to do this and that, and she's lovely. And I learned a lot from her, I think.
That was a moment where, for me, my whole attitude changed while seeing them, which I thought is incredible. And then to meet Sam is really something extra special. I don't know. And I've been on some movie sets and I worked with some incredible actors, but watching him on set and acting with him, I thought is something, a natural talent that I've rarely met anywhere else, really. I'm very, very proud, and I think his performance is really outstanding.
So, I mean, it was so nice as well to work with. It was like a family. I didn't realize it could be like that, but it really was fabulous. I'm sure Sam Riley you've heard a lot about, and also how we found him. That's just a blessing.
Inside.